inside look at the highly anticipated homecoming concert last night. What students are saying about the Gravy Train.
I'm here at Dick's Stadium as Kent State gets ready to take on Ohio University in the annual homecoming game. We'll have all you need to know about tomorrow's big game.
After doing damage to Florida, Hurricane Ian makes landfall in South Carolina. How Americans are coping with the storm.
And Putin held a signing ceremony to declare the annexing of 4 different parts of Ukraine. All this and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Portage County, and thank you for joining us. I'm Anthony Furiga.
And I'm Sydney Brown.
We begin tonight with our reporter Jacob Brooks, who got a chance to stop at the Human Bean, a new coffee shop opening in Kent.
What can you tell us about the new shop, Jacob?
Hey guys, I got the fun story today. The Human Bean's official grand opening is tomorrow, but today they held what's called a soft opening. That gave customers the chance to try some of their drinks for free.
I was driving down the road and I saw they opened today, so
I've heard good stuff about it. Yeah,
wanted to give it a try.
I panicked because they didn't have the drink I wanted, and so they were like, "The caramel's really good," and I was like, "Okay, deal," and they gave it to me. And it's really good. I like it.
The coffee shop is drive-through and walk-up. In addition to regular coffee, they also serve things like mochas, iced tea, an energy drink, and smoothies. The Human Bean is on East Main Street in Kent, right across from Acme in the Kent Plaza. They're open from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday, and 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday. Their official grand opening is tomorrow, so while you're enjoying the homecoming festivities, you can grab a cup of coffee as well. For TV2 News, I'm Jacob Brooks.
Thank you, Jacob. A new Chipotle just opened up on Main Street right here in Kent. The new building is a couple doors down from the old location and features a drive-through, which the company dubs a Chipotle lane. However, the drive-through is for picking up mobile orders only. The location is now open and accepting orders. And one of the most highly anticipated events this week was the Young Gravy concert.
Our reporter Kennedy Gotham captured the event for TV2.
All right, let's move. Let's go.
Music star Young Gravy performed on Kent State campus in the Student Center Ballroom on Thursday evening. Undergraduate student government put on the concert for Homecoming Weekend, which was opened by Kent State's in-house DJ, DJ Smells. Some students even waited in line for almost 5 hours to get in.
I got out of a theater class at 3:30, and I've been here ever since.
His followers are called the Gravy Train, and many young fans know him from his social media presence, especially on TikTok. His well-known hits are Betty, Mr. Clean, and Welcome to Chili's. The star became a hit over the summer. Young Gravy's TikTok platform blew up, and his music has millions of streams.
No, that was actually pretty smart, because now people are like school spirit. And then we have like a one-day break, and then it's time to party. It's time to go hard. Go Flashes!
I'm so excited for the energy. That's one of the things that has always drawn me into Young Gravy is I love his energy, and I feel like I just feel like it's going to be good vibes, good banter, all that kind of stuff.
I think so. I mean, they brought in a big name. The hype is here. You know, it's a good vibe.
Students say it was a successful night, and they are looking forward to the rest of Homecoming Weekend. For TV2 News, I'm Kennedy Gotham.
Homecoming kickoff is tonight at 7:30 p.m. at the Hometown Bank Plaza. There will be music, free t-shirts, and fireworks. Tomorrow, the festivities start at 8 a.m. with the 5K race, followed by the homecoming parade, game, and more for both students and alumni.
And for those visiting campus, parking services say there will not be ticketing this weekend, so visitors can park anywhere. See the weekend's activities with live updates on kentwire.com.
Hello all, Portage County and Northeast Ohio. I'm TV2 weather anchor Odin Amador-Gorby with your Friday evening weather forecast. Currently in Kent right now, we are dealing with sunny skies out there, 59 degrees. Feels like 63 out there though. Dew point 35, wind southwest at 8 miles per hour, humidity at 35%, and visibility at 9 miles. It is definitely a very beautiful day out there, to say the least. And as we look across our state right now, we can clearly see 62 in Cleveland, 59 in Kent, 62 in Canton, 61 in Worcester, 62 in Mansfield, 63 in Sandusky, Ashtabula at 60, and Youngstown at 60 degrees. It's definitely a cool evening out there, and it definitely feels like fall. And as we go through our hour-by-hour forecasts, we could clearly see that towards 7 o'clock we'll be dealing with cloudy skies, and then towards your 9 o'clock we'll continue to deal with cloudy skies with lows in the 50s. And towards 11 p.m. we'll be dealing with lows in the 50s as well with cloudy skies. That's all I have for now, folks. In my next update, I will have your homecoming parade forecast, weather forecast. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thank you, Odin. A fire broke out in a multi-unit home Thursday night in Canton. Firefighters were called to the scene to find smoke and fire coming from the rear side of the building. 3 victims were rescued from the unit, where 1 was taken to the hospital to be treated for serious burns. The cause of the fire is still unknown and is currently under investigation.
An Akron babysitter is being indicted for rape. The man was hired as a babysitter through Care.com, a common website for families to find a sitter, but today was indicted by a jury for raping the child he was watching. The county prosecutor's office is asking anyone who hired 25-year-old Timothy Luna as a babysitter to contact the local police department.
After the break, I'll have all of the latest news on Hurricane Ian's effect on South Carolina and Florida.
An update on Russia's plans to annex more of Ukraine.
The College of Public Health at Kent State University prepares students for careers in some of today's most exciting health fields. Public health professionals impact lives by monitoring clinical trials, advocating for mental health, supporting active lifestyles, and more. The College of Public Health also offers open courses for any major, including its most famous course, Zombie Outbreak. Public health students can even study abroad and are encouraged to join the Public Health Student Alliance. For more information, visit kent.edu/public health. Public health, solving our problems together.
Welcome back. Hurricane Ian is currently on track to hit South Carolina.
Our reporter Joe Malbin has more on the storm. Joe?
Good evening, Portage County. Here's tonight's Hurricane Ian headlines. South Carolina was hit by Hurricane Ian today. The storm is expected to be a Category 1 storm and is expected to hit between Charlestown and Georgetown. The people of South Carolina have already experienced power outages.
Being so hardworking honestly doesn't matter. It just is destroyed and it's ruined, and then you have to start all over again. And honestly, where do you start? How do you start in this?
Hurricane Ian passed through Fort Myers, Florida this week. The damage left by the storm was devastating. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said that the recovery for the state would be a year-long recovery. Current estimates report that insured losses could cost up to $40 billion. DeSantis said that while the fatalities are expected, the exact number is not currently known. However, the Florida Division of Emergency Management stated over 500 people in counties that were hit the hardest have been rescued.
We have rescued upwards of 200 people so far. Talked to the fire chief yesterday. He feels pretty comfortable that we've gotten everybody.
Hurricane Ian raged on over much of Florida, and one of the areas most affected was Sanibel Island. Sanibel, normally known as a tourist destination, now has to deal with devastating damage left in the wake of the storm. The island, which normally is connected to the mainland by a causeway, was left isolated when parts of the causeway was destroyed. At least 2 people were killed on the island. Roughly 52 people were rescued off the island, with 12 of those people having injuries and 40 of those people being uninjured. Reporting for TV2, I'm Joe Malbin. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Joe. The Ohio Task Force 1 is currently deployed in Florida after the destruction of Hurricane Ian. The group, hailing from northwest Ohio, is trained in disaster relief and search and rescue. Lieutenant Jamie Morlock, a member of the group, stated that most of us do this because we want to help people. It's that plain and simple. The group is expected to help in the area for some time between 2 to 3 weeks, doing whatever they can to help.
Yeah, it was very terrifying watching the news. We sat in front of the TV kind of watching the live coverage as it went through Fort Myers, which is where we are from. Are currently kind of off and on with power. We were told that it is currently on, but it might not stay on. And as far as the water goes, it is not necessarily clean to drink.
Following the destruction of Hurricane Ian, there has been a push for relief efforts in Florida. These groups include the American Red Cross, state first responders, and the Ohio Task Force 1.
We'll now toss it over to our weather anchor Odin, who has more in our local forecast.
Oh, hello guys, welcome back. Welcome back everyone. Here's a look at your live radar. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Here's a look at your live radar. As we can clearly see right now, we are not doing very much right now, but as you could clearly see over here, this is the remnants of Hurricane Ian that's going to start to head towards us towards tonight. So we may be dealing with some rain showers as we head into your evening, but like I said, thankfully we're not going to be dealing with any like hurricane-like conditions like they have out in the Carolinas and Florida. But as we look at our statewide temperatures right now, we can clearly see Akron at 61, Steubenville at 57, 62 in Athens, 64 in Columbus, 66 in Lima, Dayton at 70, 71 in Cincinnati. It is definitely a warm night out there, but it is a little cooler in some places, more cooler than others, depends on where you live. And as we look towards your homecoming parade forecast, we can clearly see 62 degrees, cloudy skies with a slight chance of a rain shower during the day, but it will be very nice to say the least. And as we look at our 7-day outlook, we can clearly see that towards your Saturday, it'll be cloudy skies, and then towards your Sunday, cloudy skies as well. But then the sun will start to come out towards Monday and Tuesday with highs in the 60s. But then as we head towards your Thursday, we'll be dealing with rain showers with a high in 60s, and towards your Friday with a high up in the 50s. So it's going to definitely feel like fall out there. And that about wraps up my Friday evening weather forecast. Enjoy these fall temperatures. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thank you, Odin. NASA designed an experiment to intentionally destroy an asteroid. This is NASA's Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART. The plan is to smash a spacecraft into the small asteroid, acting as the world's first effort in planetary defense.
Webb and Hubble telescopes collaborated to get images of the mission. It appeared as visible blue light with stretching rays of light from the asteroid. Experts say the brightness increased by 3 times over 8 hours after the collision. Virginia Thomas spoke to the January 6th committee about her role in helping former President Trump overturn his election defeat. Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, restated her belief that the 2020 election was stolen. The conservative activist spoke to the committee but had no reasoning to back up her statement that the election was stolen. Her testimony was one of the last the panel would hear before concluding their findings.
The House of Representatives voted on a stopgap bill to continue funding the government through December 16th and avoid a shutdown. It is typical for the opposing party of the majority to wait until the last minute to make deals and stave off a shutdown under time-tight pressure. However, this was not the case this time around, as neither party wants to be blamed for a government shutdown. In addition to providing funding for government agencies, $12 billion will be given to Ukraine as they continue to fend off Russia's invasion.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson is now officially on the Supreme Court. Today she joined the 8 other justices at the formal investiture ceremony. She will take over for Justice Stephen Breyer, who announced his retirement in January. She is the first black woman to sit on the Supreme Court.
Russia announced that it is planning on annexing more of Ukraine, according to Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov. The 4 regions of Ukraine would be folded into Russia, and Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to give a major speech following the annexes. The events come after voters supposedly voted for Moscow-managed referendums that Ukrainian and Western officials have decreed illegal, forced, and rigged.
Climate concerns have emerged after a leak in a Russian pipeline. An unexplained gas leak in Russia has put a large amount of methane into the atmosphere. Methane, a greenhouse gas, causes significant global warming, and scientists are calling the release reckless, with the potential of 300,000 tons being released. The leak is visible in the Baltic Sea, and it was over a half a mile in diameter.
An education center in Kabul faced a suicide bomb attack, killing at least 25 people. Many of the victims are young women between the ages of 18 to 25, and the attack happened during a university practice exam. In addition to those who were killed, 56 people were injured in the attack as well. The current motive of the attack is unknown, and no group has claimed the attack as well.
An American was killed Wednesday in Iraq. In an Iranian missile and drone attack, the U.S. citizen was killed by a rocket. The American's name is being withheld for privacy concerns, but this death is growing the rift between the U.S. and Iran. The State Department speaker stated that they condemn Iran's violence of Iraq's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Trevor Noah is stepping down from his position on The Daily Show. More on the story later.
Kent State puts their 10-game home winning streak on the line tomorrow against Ohio. We'll have a full preview at Dick's Stadium when TV2 News returns.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hi, I'm Blake Goloja with TV2 News Sports. We have a full preview of tomorrow's game versus Kent State and Ohio, but first, we talked to Kent State President Todd Dyken and head coach Sean Lewis about their thoughts of the matchup.
45-28, Kent State. That's my prediction.
This is going to be a four-quarter fight, like every single year, especially with these guys. I mean, this is going to be another battle. What we all can agree upon is coming together to celebrate what is Kent State University, to come on home, to celebrate together in Dick's Stadium, and to cheer on our Golden Flashes to another victory when we earn the right to do that.
The Golden Flashes return to Dick's Stadium to take on the Ohio Bobcats in the annual homecoming game. Kickoff is scheduled for 3:30 p.m. and will air on ESPN+. Kent State is winners of 10 straight at home, the longest in program history. Although 1-3 on the year, the Golden Flashes have showed glimpses of greatness against some of the nation's top teams. This should be a high-scoring game as both quarterbacks have been very impressive with some top-tier receiver play. Fans are encouraged to wear navy and arrive early to avoid potential traffic issues. Let's get into my prediction for tomorrow's game. I think Kent is going to take the homecoming game 45-35. The Golden Flashes have been heavily tested already this season, and they have come to play. With this being the conference opener, it is extremely important to start off with a win. I think Colin Schlee will use the dynamic duo of Dante Cephas and Devontae Walker to push the ball down the field and make this a high-scoring game. On the other side, I think the Golden Flashes defense will force a late turnover against Ohio's quarterback Curtis Rourke to seal the game. Kickoff tomorrow is at 3:30. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at TV2 KSU Sports for live updates throughout the game. I've been Blake Goloja. Have a great homecoming weekend. Back to you guys in the studio.
Trevor Noah's big announcement after 7 years on The Daily Show. Learn more about his decision when TV2 returns.
Trevor Noah is leaving The Daily Show after hosting for 7 years. Noah started hosting in 2015 after Jon Stewart stepped down from the host position. He quoted that, "And I realized that after the 7 years, my time is up." Noah did not share what his final words would be, but he mentioned that he will not be disappearing after he leaves the show. Adding to their 6 seasons, NBC's Community is making a movie. What started as a silly line of, quote, 6 seasons in a movie created a passionate group of fans. The show is finally hitting the big screen. Peacock and Sony Pictures TV acquired the rights to the movie, quoting that it was highly competitive. The movie is set to be released sometime in 2023. So I don't know about you, Sydney, but I haven't seen Community.
I have not either. I feel like a really uncultured person at the moment, but that's really exciting because I know there are a lot of people who are big fans of the show.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could take the time to maybe sit down sometime and watch it because I haven't seen a lot of shows, to be honest with you. But I want to talk about something else. The new Chipotle that opened up.
Anthony, I am so excited. I have been craving a Chipotle bowl for a bit now, and now it's just going to be that much easier.
Yeah. Are you a bowl person?
I am a bowl person.
I like burritos.
Burritos?
Yeah. What do you usually get in your bowl?
Well, I always have to get my white rice and then chicken, and I love their guac, just as my staple.
All right. That's very nice. And that is all the time that we have for you today.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website at kentwired.com and our social media at KentWired. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Anthony Furiga. Have a great night, Portage County.